Everyone in the hospital seemed to be under some kind of control. They started evacuating in perfect order, moving in sync as they formed two straight columns. With every step matching the ethereal music echoing through the halls, they marched toward the plaza like a silent parade. One by one, they boarded the buses, their movements eerily synchronized, their footsteps landing on the exact same spot as if they had been programmed. When Caro finally opened her sleepy eyes, she was stunned by the deathly silence around her. Even her friend, who had been lying on the hospital bed, had vanished without a trace. She dialed the hotline that was supposed to be just for her, but all she heard was a pre-recorded message.
Our feelings for you haven't changed, Caro. But after everything that's happened, we just need a little space.
Caro had become. Unable to believe what was happening, Caro headed to the tallest holiday hotel in the city, but the place had lost all its usual noise and chaos. Even the elevators were shut down from a blackout. She struggled all the way up to the rooftop, and just as she caught her breath, she witnessed something so shocking that it froze her in place. Was this isolation? Since they couldn't assimilate her, they chose to cut her off instead. But do you really think Caro is the kind of person who will just sit there and accept it? She only stepped outside to take out the trash, but she was shocked to find the garbage bin filled entirely with empty milk cartons. Realizing something was wrong, Caro followed the address printed on the cartons and drove to the factory where they came from. There, she unexpectedly discovered piles of strange, crystal-like substances. Curiosity got the better of her, so she brought a bag of the crystals home to study and recorded the entire process on video. Later that night, as she was getting ready to rest, she noticed something unbelievable. A tiny barcode had appeared at the bottom of the bag. Knowing this had to be a new clue, she immediately drove to the local farmer's market. But after carefully comparing every product, she still found nothing. Even so, her disappointment didn't push her to leave. Instead, it made her want to investigate even more. And soon enough, she made a new discovery. A bag of dog food on the shelf matched the exact same size as the one she had found. Even stranger, the dog food bag had the exact same barcode printed on the side. Her curiosity now burning even stronger, she rushed straight back to the factory without taking a break. Inside, she found large amounts of fresh fruit stored neatly, and while nothing looked unusual at first glance, she knew something was definitely being hidden here. As she walked deeper inside, she noticed the items on the shelves were all covered with plastic sheets. Driven by curiosity, she carefully lifted one of the coverings, and whatever she saw underneath was shocking enough to freeze her expression in place. Caro was taking out the trash when she suddenly noticed something odd. Every single garbage bin was filled with nothing but empty milk cartons. Her instincts told her that something about this was very wrong. She wanted to satisfy her curiosity, but an accident happened out of nowhere.
You motherfuckers sure love your milk.
A moment later, it hit her. Maybe a massive secret was hidden behind all this, and the factory address printed on the cartons might be the very source of the mystery. When she arrived, Caro didn't see a single person around, but the spotless, ice-cold storage tank suggested the factory had shut down only recently. She searched the place from end to end. Unused packaging boxes were neatly arranged on the machines, as if someone had left in a hurry. Following the production line, she eventually discovered a strange drop of liquid, and it was definitely not milk. Caro followed the sound she heard, only to find it was just a flock of crows. White crystals, similar to table salt, were scattered all over the ground. Clearly, whatever this was, it was edible. This might be the key to the truth. Caro took a small bag of samples home and began her own investigation. She set up a camcorder, carefully documenting her findings.
They seem to come in all kinds of flavors, plain, chocolate, strawberry, and so on. But the thing is, it's not milk in any of them. It is this one strange liquid.
Then, staring at the sample in the cup, a bold idea suddenly came to her. Do you think she's actually going to drink it? Carol was reviewing her own footage. Just moments earlier, she had injected herself with a truth serum and set up a camera to record the entire process, hoping to see whether the drug really worked like the legends claimed. After watching her strange behavior on video, Carol actually felt a sense of pride. She believed that with this serum, she might be able to force out an answer that could save all of humanity. When she headed to the hospital, she secretly brought along a pair of handcuffs just in case something unexpected happened. She pretended she was simply taking Zosha outside to get some sun, but the moment the elevator doors closed, Carol made her move.
That's great. Hey, you know everything. When did they stop doing that?
Oh, would you like some?
Sure.
Zosha quickly grew weak, barely able to speak. But Carol didn't care about Zosha's condition at all. She only wanted to uncover the truth gnawing at her mind.
Tell me what I want to know.
Yet Zosha's fading consciousness was instantly sensed by the other infected. And then the terrifying part happened.
No! Stop! Stop! Let go of her!
Carol snapped the handcuffs onto both of them, locking their wrists together to stop the infected from pulling them apart.
Back away from us!
Because the infected couldn't handle negative emotions, they were forced to back away, but they still refused to let Carol go. Even now, Carol remained completely indifferent to Zosha's suffering. She cared only about getting her answers.
What is it? Tell me!
Faced with the bizarre scene unfolding around her, Carol finally agreed to have the handcuffs cut off so the medical staff could save Zosha. The infected instantly opened a path and allowed the doctors to step in. Just when Carol thought she was safe, the infected made their next move, and what they did was far more terrifying. To save all of humanity, Carol didn't hesitate for a second. She injected herself with a truth serum. Earlier that day, she had visited Zosha in the hospital. The moment they met, Zosha immediately understood everything Carol had done today, as if she had been monitoring her every move. Carol apologized for her reckless actions. She had no idea they would actually hand her a real grenade, and because she acted without thinking, Zosha ended up injured and hospitalized. But Zosha didn't care about any of that. Seeing this, Carol asked her question again.
You told me that you don't really understand how all this works, this joining. So my question is, do you understand it now?
We have quite a bit more insight into it now, yes.
After Zosha confirmed the first answer, Carol continued with the most important one. Was there any way to reverse the mind link that connected 8.2 billion people? This time, Zosha suddenly fell silent, but that silence told Carol everything, because Zosha couldn't lie. If she wasn't speaking, it meant there was a way to break the link. She just didn't want to reveal it. Carol decided she would figure it out herself. She planned to sedate Zosha and force the truth out of her. So she slipped into the hospital pharmacy and found a type of anesthetic. After returning home, she set up a camera and decided to test the drug on herself first. Carol sat quietly on the couch and waited. Before she knew it, night had already fallen. She quickly checked the footage, only to find something unexpectedly hilarious.
Sunshiny walk in the park when you're one of us. Woo!
Carol thought her own car was way too beat up, so she casually hopped into a police cruiser parked on the street and drove it home. On the way back, a voice suddenly came through the radio. The person on the other end told her that if she ever needed anything, she just had to pick up the walkie-talkie next to her and let them know. Everyone she passed along the road greeted her warmly, as if they all somehow knew her. But when she finally got home, she was stunned to see a group of people in her yard, busy repairing her garden. They claimed they were only doing it because Carol had agreed to it, and among them, she even spotted a very familiar face. The town's mayor had come to help as well.
You're the fucking mayor.
Thank you for your vote.
Once inside, Carol pulled open a hidden whiteboard. On it, she had documented everything she'd been through since the virus outbreak began. After what happened yesterday, she felt she had gained a new understanding of these infected people. She even summarized 5 behavioral patterns they all shared. But for the 5th one, whether the infected were truly honest, she still needed to run another test. She didn't want to talk to any politicians. They never tell the truth. Instead, she chose Lawrence, the one who looked the most honest. Caro went straight for a tricky question.
Do you like my books?
Oh, we love your books. Your books are an expression of
The man's answer sounded perfunctory, which left Caro very unhappy.
What did Helen think of my books?
That question made him fall silent for a long time. Caro had repeatedly said that Helen was a forbidden topic, so he didn't dare share any real opinions. But this time, she told him it was an exception. She just wanted him to tell her honestly what her friend really thought.
She thought they were harmless.
After their conversation, especially after hearing her friend's thoughts about the new book, Caro was finally convinced that these infected people are incapable of lying. And next, she was going to figure out how to solve the problem of the infected once and for all. Caro made an offhand comment, and the next second, it actually came true. But she didn't look the least bit
I thought
happy.
you were probably being sarcastic, but we didn't want to take the chance. Were you being sarcastic? Right, of course you were.
The woman across from her was about to leave, but Caro suddenly stopped her. She wanted to know whether a hive mind could drink alcohol. If one person got drunk, would the rest of the infected get drunk as well? Caro finally voiced the question that had been troubling her. After receiving a negative response from the other person, Caro then asked another question, how much time she had left before she became infected. But the woman said she couldn't be sure, though she promised they would find a solution as soon as possible. She even tried to reason with Caro, but that only pushed Caro over the edge.
You are a bunch of mindfuckers.
Wow, you got this thing really jammed in there, don't you?
Please.
Caro grabbed a grenade and made an extremely dangerous move. The woman warned her that doing so could be deadly.
Carol, if we may.
Caro never expected the woman to hand her a real grenade. When the woman suddenly collapsed onto the floor, panic surged through Caro.
Fuck you! Fuck every single one of you!
Caro had only shouted a few curse words, but somehow that single outburst ended up killing 11 million people. When the woman in front of her collapsed, Caro panicked and jumped into her car to find help. But on the road, she came across a group of construction workers convulsing on the ground. She rushed over, trying to help, and ended up making things even worse. Then, all at once, every worker suddenly snapped back to normal. An old man even walked over kindly and said, "We'll take it from here." Still confused, Caro handed the device back to them, and the moment she realized what was actually going on, she turned the car around and sped home. Caro asked the woman if those people froze because of her.
We're affected by your emotions. The negative ones, if they're directed right at us, they can be a little tough
After
to take.
hearing the woman's answer, Caro fell silent. But soon, the woman began doing Caro's work for her. Caro suddenly felt that this hive mind wasn't so bad. It was always gentle and polite with her. But the moment she saw her friend's corpse, a surge of disgust toward the hive mind exploded in her chest. To her shock, the woman even complained that the burial was taking too long, so she called in a small excavator by plane to finish the digging in minutes. Caro collapsed onto the ground, helplessly watching the woman operate the machine with ease. For the first time, she truly felt how tiny she was compared to the mind of all humanity. She then asked if there were other people like her, immune individuals. The woman replied that only 13 were known so far. Hearing that, Caro immediately said she wanted to meet them.
Oh shit. No. Hey. Are you there? Can you hear me?
The woman simply lowered her head slightly, and within 30 seconds, everything was arranged. The next day, Caro boarded a plane, and the pilot was just a restaurant waitress. Soon, they landed at the destination. The immune individuals had already arrived with their families, except for one. The woman explained that the last immune person had requested a special aircraft, so they were running a bit late. Moments later, they witnessed something unbelievable. The president's private jet was being used by an ordinary civilian, and the guy had ordered 18 supermodels in one go, turning the aircraft into his personal flying lounge. So, is this what they mean when they say the brave get to enjoy the world first? Carlo just wanted to call a friend for help, but when the friend showed up, they suddenly collapsed to the ground and died on the spot. Trying to give her friend a proper burial, Carlo started digging a grave right in her backyard. That's when a woman unexpectedly showed up at her door. Since Carlo was on the verge of heat stroke, the woman said she came just to remind her to rest. Carlo, suspicious, asked how the woman even knew what she was doing.
Where are you watching me from?
An MQ-9 Reaper?
A what?
It's an Air Force drone?
I don't see anything.
The woman didn't seem hostile. She simply handed Carlo a bottle of water, insisting it was perfectly clean and safe to drink, but Carlo didn't trust her. She pushed the woman away and shut the door, but moments later, something clicked in her mind, so she ran outside to catch up with the stranger. When she saw the woman's face up close, it hit her. She looked exactly like the main character from Carlo's own novel. Carlo was stunned. Why was something she wrote appearing in real life?
If we chose poorly, we apologize. We just want you to be happy.
You are a goddamn bunch of grave-robbing psychopaths! Fuck you! Fuck every single one of you!
Carlo grew angry, but before she could say anything, the woman suddenly started convulsing and collapsed to the ground. Seeing this, Carlo's instincts took over. She had to help, but all her neighbors had long stopped talking to her. So she jumped into her car and drove off to find help. On the road, she saw others, people twitching and convulsing just like that woman. And ahead, a man hung suspended in the air by some strange machine. Carlo rushed over to free him, but she had no idea how the device worked.
Hang on. No, what?
Now she's alone and completely out of options.